Howdy, folks. It is DIECASTS Buffet here again, and a first-time winner once again this season. Daniel Suarez gets his first win in the 99 car and the, third overall win for Trackhouse, winning at Sonoma in the same paint scheme his teammate got his first career win at Coda. That is going to be an incredible diecast to get, guys. Make sure to get the Daniel Suarez first ever Sonoma race win 124 scale diecast. I'm highly anticipating a 164 to get made for that as well. You can, of course, pre-order these over there at Circle B Diecast. Use the promo code DIECASTBuffet and you will save on shipping. So make sure to check that out. Orders $30 or more, fellas. Wow. This Sonoma race was actually really good. It wasn't a wreck fest. There wasn't a lot of cautions, but just the racing was really good. There was so much parity throughout the top 10. I mean, we saw guys like Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher ran second place, I would argue, at least 70% of the race, it felt like. I mean, this guy was solid as a rock. You think about it. You have Michael McDowell up there. Kevin Harvick, one of the best runs for him all year long. And then freaking Daniel Suarez up there. Toyota was nowhere to be found. 2311, they were completely off. Joe Gibbs Racing, they were completely off. Kyle Larson had a wheel come off, which was so stupid because they had a great chance to win this race. Chase Elliott literally, they pretty much dropped the ball in the pit stop. If they would have just backed it up 2, maybe 3 foot, they would have been perfectly fine. And considering he got a top 10 at the end of the day, more likely than not, the 9 car would have been in contention, just like the 5 car if they didn't literally have a tire come off. But that's a story for a different day. This was a really good race, guys. Lots of action, lots of passing, but it wasn't a high attrition rate race. It was just strategy, do the stages, and then just the parity, comers and goers. A really, really good race. No doubt about it, guys. It's cool to see a new winner. So that makes it, Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, and now we have Daniel Suarez. I mean, that's a lot of new winners in 1 year. That's pretty cool. And you start thinking about the playoff implications, guys. There's 10, 11 races left to go. You have 2 super speedways being Atlanta and Daytona, assuming they're still running the same package at Atlanta. We still have road courses coming up. So there's still some wild cards left out there. And considering this is a first-time winner, this is a wild card I'd consider it an upset win. How many times has Suarez been close to winning races and, unfortunately just doesn't pan out? We've seen Tyler Reddick, once again, having more mistakes, not able to close the deal. So it's one thing to run good, and it's another to finish good. So this is, to me, an upset win. We all know it's going to come eventually, but finally Suarez gets it done. In Trackhouse, both of their cars are in the playoffs. What? That is crazy. And who knows who's going to miss out in the playoffs now. Even Brad Keselowski was in contention. If he would have pitted earlier, more likely than not, Brad Keselowski would have had something to say. He didn't have the best car, but he would have had the track position. He could have found a way to maybe winning this race. You never know. If AJ Allmendinger doesn't get his car started back up again after spinning with Suarez in turn 11, we're going to have another restart. Who's to say Michael McDowell doesn't send it door bang and wins this race? You never know. When the playoff implications are on the line, they're going to go crazy for it. So I think Suarez lucked out there. If they would have had a restart, I truly don't think Suarez would have won this race. So for him, it's very fortunate. I'm very glad he was able to hold it off because you know how the restarts are, man. They just send it. They're going for it. The truck race on Saturday was fantastic. Of course, it was won by a Cup regular. He didn't have a good run on Sunday, but Kyle Busch won on Saturday. We saw, guys, Suarez, he got some experience in the truck race on Saturday, so maybe that helped him a little bit. And I tell you what, if I was Trackhouse, I would certainly try to get Chastain and Suarez as much seat time in the trucks and Xfinity as possible because I think it's paying dividends. I mean, look how good Chastain's been running, right? He's been running all these truck races. He's already got 2 Cup wins. Suarez hops in the truck at Sonoma. He finished, 6th? I think he ran half of the race, roughly. And sure enough, he goes and wins it on Sunday. So definitely seat time helps out. But to touch on the pit road fiasco for the Hendrick Motorsports cars, this is something that I think is absolutely asinine when it comes to the Cup Series competition. So you get on pit road, right? They say the easiest place to pass drivers is on pit road. Theoretically, yes. But what gets me is how many times does a team lose a race on pit road by making a mistake? And how many times does teams actually win races by making, a aggressive pit stop, taking risks, trying to get a half of a tenth of a second on a pit stop? How many times do drivers actually improve their position and win races? To me, you could lose a lap or two if you're at Martinsville and you speed, right? You might lose 20 spots at Sonoma and not go a lap down if you speed. So to me, I would want my team to take just a half of a tenth second slower pit stop to make sure all four lugs are tight, make sure the cars in the box don't speed whatsoever, make sure you're underneath the speeding thing. I'd rather lose one spot on pit road than push it to the limit and go straight to the back and not have a chance to win. Because especially when you're in Kyle Larson or Chase Elliott's case, they were the top two cars of the day early on in the race. They qualified up front. They were dominating, let's be honest. I just can't understand how, when you have a car that good, don't beat yourself. You can pass cars on the racetrack better than anyone right now. Why do you need to push it on pit road? I just can't tell you how many times I've seen teams lose races for just a fraction of a second on a pit stop. They completely lose the whole race. If it was up to me, I would be extremely conservative on pit stops unless it was maybe the final one of the day and there's 30 cars on pit road and we're 10th and we need to make up spots badly. When you have track position, the best race car, just slow down just a fraction. And Larson and Chase Elliott would have had a great shot at it. I'm not sure if on the Larson pit stop something broke, maybe on the gun, maybe the wheel, the giant lug nut, if you will, something could have broke there. Not sure, but as far as I'm concerned, I would want my crew to make sure every lug nut is tight. Just give it one more torque on it just to make sure. I cannot wrap my head around the idea of pushing your car to the absolute limit on every pit line coming down pit road to gain half of a tenth of a second when you're running, 1 minute lap times at Sonoma. I mean, to me, it's asinine to even think I would never, ever, ever push my car in my pit stops like that, because how many times do you lose every year? It happens. It's part of the sport. But look how many times Denny Hamlin has sped on pit road. I mean, this guy could probably have a couple more wins if he would just be a little bit more conservative on pit road. I don't understand it. You might gain one position on pit road, but how many races have you lost in your career trying to do the same thing? That's just my honest opinion there, guys. I think they should be a lot more conservative on pit road. Just don't push it. I mean, literally, there's nothing to gain. The risk is not worth it. It's just not worth it. Anyways, Sonoma was a fantastic race to watch. Unfortunately, it is the end of the Fox portion of the schedule. I'm already gonna miss them, guys. I love the Fox broadcast booth. They're my favorite one out of the NBC and the Fox group. I'm really gonna miss it because now we get to hear playoff implications 24/7, so that's gonna be fun. Unfortunately, though, another double whammy, if you will. They're off next week. It's only gonna be the Truck Series. Going to be in action at Knoxville, which is going to be a fun race, no doubt about it. I think SRX is going to be back as well, which is going to be cool. But the Cup Series and Xfinity Series competition is going to be off. They'll be coming back the next following week for a big weekend at Nashville, which is going to be fantastic. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Brand new winner of the Cup Series. So how's the playoff implications going to shake out? Who knows? I mean, Harvick can miss the playoffs. Maybe Truex. Maybe both of the RCR cars. We have no idea who's going to make the playoffs. With 2 super speedway races left, when you have the Indy Road Course, you have Road America. I think I'm forgetting one other road course. Oh, Watkins Glen. So you still got maybe 5 wild card races there. Anyone can win it. And we haven't had that many weather-affected races this season, which means we're probably going to have a few more of them this summer. I would not be surprised we get a random out-of-the-left-field winner this season by weather. So I think the playoff field is still getting shook up pretty interestingly. What do y'all think? Make sure to comment down below. Thank y'all again for watching. And hey, man, get Daniel Suarez's race to win, first ever race win car, I might add, for the Cup Series. Make sure to go ahead and pick that one up. Get it pre-ordered. It's going to be a popular car, guys. Years from now, you're going to wish you had this thing. So make sure you get your pre-orders in. It's going to be an awesome diecast. I'm really hoping a 1/64 scale gets made. And with all that being said, folks, I'm Diecast Buffet. Have a great one. Signing off.
Woo!